This practice is called grounded and graceful. It will connect you to your feet, your heels more specifically, and the grace comes from the rhythm of your breathing, the power generated by your breathing that's traveling through your rib cage, your pelvis, all the way down into your heels. You're going to need one block and a blanket. If you don't have these for any reason, you can still do the practice. If you have a myofascial release ball available, I would start by rolling the outer hips. You'll cross one leg into the figure 4 shape and place the ball underneath that hip, and then roll along the piriformis. It's just below the rim of your pelvis. If you're going to roll, pause the recording now and spend as much time as you need with this technique. Begin with your feet against the wall and your hands on your lower ribs. Find a position where your feet feel relatively even and you can really reach from your legs into your heels. Soften your toes. And then place your hands on your ribs and return to your breathing. Every inhale, the ribs expand front, back, side to side. Every exhale, there's the dropping in and down of the front ribs, but the back ribs stay full. Keep your breathing going and start to press into your heels. Press into your heels, and you want to feel tone at the folds of your buttocks and almost like your heels draw your sitting bones down. So they're anchoring the pelvis, and then you'll get more access to the pelvic floor. Keep your breathing going, keep reaching from sitting bones to heels, but now hands on the rim of your pelvis, and you're gonna reach from right hip to right heel. This will have a cadence like walking, and then let it go, and then reach from left hip to left heel. And do that a few times. You can exhale when you reach or inhale. Figure out what works best for you right now. And also just mark if one leg reaches more, if one hip feels sticky, if one heel is super solid and the other one is a little bit squishy. We'll come back to this after some releasing and hip opening work. And then you're going to draw both knees into your chest and rock a little bit side to side. And then hold your knees or hold your feet for happy baby. And if you're holding your feet, I recommend holding the heels with your fingers pointing out. And then rock a little bit side to side here. The rock is quite small. You can extend your legs a little bit, just kind of playing with that. We're looking for inner thigh release, outer hip release, maybe a little hamstring stretching here. And again, we're using our hands to press down through the heels, the boulder bones, which is where the weight of the leg bones transfers. And then keep the right foot in the happy baby shape. Put your left foot back on the wall and take your hand and kind of brush the top of the left thigh. So you're really reaching through the left leg, left sitting bone to left heel. And then right leg can go out to the right a little bit more. Put the left hand by your hip and then take the left arm by the ear. This is approximating the shape of side angle. If we were to straighten the leg, it'd be triangle or half moon. That should give you a clue about what's coming. And then both feet into happy baby pose again. Keep the left foot in happy baby. Extend the right leg out. And again, use your hand to encourage that lengthening through the front of the thigh, the psoas, the reaching through the leg. Maybe reach the left toes out a little bit more. And then right arm up and over by the ear. And you're still breathing front, back, side to side. Exhaling to get some of that corset of the core. One more breath here. And then both feet into happy baby again. Maybe rock a little bit side to side, extend one leg at a time. And then place your feet back on the wall. Hands on the hips again. And you're going to reach from right hip to right heel and then release and relax. Reach from left hip to left heel, and notice if all of a sudden you feel like you actually need more space, you need more distance, like the legs are almost too close to the wall. That just shows how much releasing the tissue actually can create more space. And then arms up and overhead, reach right from right arm, right leg, and then release and relax. Inhale, reach through left arm, left leg. Exhale, release and relax. Now, if you have a hard time breathing into the back body, you can exhale when you reach. It'll feel a little bit awkward at the beginning, but on the exhale, you're more likely to stay full in the back body. So it can give you more potential, more power reaching through the legs, and you're less likely to get into that rib flare pattern. Okay, now roll onto the right side. I'm going to roll towards the camera so you can see me. And you're going to press something into the wall. It's probably not going to be both feet or both heels, but just something, and pull the belly back, ribs in and back. And then add on by bringing the top leg into an open tree shape. So it's almost like that happy baby. You'll need a lot of external rotation in the front hip, and then keep reaching through the front leg, front thigh, pressing with whatever you got into the wall, maybe even alternating with different points of the feet. And then reach the top leg out, top arm up and over by the ear, keep belly back, ribs in and back, and then roll onto your back and change sides. Again, press with whatever you've got. Note if it's different side to side. Bring the upper leg into the tree shape. You'll need more wrapping of the hip than you think. And it's almost like you need to press the pelvis forward for balance, because there's a tendency to stick your butt back, which is just an old habit. And then arm and leg reach, try to get long and spacious, especially through the back rib region, and then roll onto your back. Take a moment to pause, breathe, receive. So that is your releasing portion of practice. On to activation, and we're going to work core and hamstrings today. You're going to take your block and place it underneath your head, tractioning, lengthening the occipital ridge. And then place your hands on your front ribs, lift knees up, shins up, and take 3 rounds of breathing here. Inhale through your nose, ribs expand, and then exhale through the pursed lips like you're breathing through a straw. Exhale fully, that's where you get the most core. Do 2 more. One more. And then inhale here. Exhale, move your right heel towards the floor. Only go as far as you can keep the belly down, ribs in and down. And then inhale, right leg back up. And you got 4 more like that. Exhale, tap the right heel. And heel specifically, inner heel can be a really good thing for many people, unless the knee tends to drop in when you press the inner heel. So you've got 5. Exhale. Inhale. Remember to exhale fully. And then after your 5, change sides. Inhale at center, and then exhale, left heel taps. Inhale. Try to keep chin down, engaged in the throat just as much as the deep core the whole time. You got 3 more. Two more. One more. Knees into your chest, rock side to side. Okay, that's it for our core work today. On to hamstrings. You're going to place the block underneath your heels. It's like you're standing on the block. And you want to press the heels down and pull back like you're going to flop the block onto its side. Hands and fists by the outer hips. With your exhale, pull belly down, ribs in and down, and lift your hips up without curving your low back, so it feels more like a planky type bridge. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, roll down. Inhale, fill up front, back, side to side. Resist, creating a curve in your low back, and then exhale, lift up again. Press your heels down, pull the heels back. And imagine the right foot is stuck in mud, and you're going to lift it very slowly so it just hovers off the block. And then press the right heel down again, pull the right heel back. Imagine the left heel stuck in mud and lift it so it hovers a little bit. And then both heels down again, press down, lift up, take an inhale. Exhale, roll down. We're going to add on, take another inhale. Course at the core, lift up on the exhale. This time, peel your right heel off the block and then tap 5 times. The smaller the movement, the better. If you start swinging the leg, you're using big muscles, and we want to use little muscles. And then after 5 taps, change sides. And it's really less about the heel you're tapping and more about the leg you're using to stabilize. That's where the strength building is happening. And then both heels press into the block, lift the hips, and exhale, roll down. Knees into your chest and floss out the hamstrings. And we're going to put it all together. You can rock along your spine a few times and then make your way to seated. I'm going to spin around so it's easier to see. And once you're seated, feet on the floor, heels down, there's that same press and pull to engage the backs of your legs. And then belly back, ribs in and back. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, you're going to roll down. And you're going to find this spot where you want to collapse. And you'll take an inhale there. And then exhale, go down the rest of the way. I hope I have enough space. There we go. Notice that my arms stay straight up and I'm not going to swing them at all. Pressing the heels, pulling back, engaging the core. And with your next exhale, you're going to roll up the same way. Imagine there's Velcro on your back and you're kind of peeling yourself off the floor. I'm going to wiggle a little bit forward. Okay, 2 more like that. Take an inhale. Exhale, roll down to that spot where you want to collapse. Inhale, pause. Roll down a little or a lot more. Only roll to the place where you're going to be able to get back up. Take an inhale. And exhale, roll up like there's Velcro on your back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale here. Exhale all the way. Inhale again. Exhale, don't forget chin into your chest as you peel yourself up. So good. Okay, I recommend a block for the next thing. And you're going to put it on medium and step back to kind of like a long dog. And then right foot forward, and you're going to inhale, rock into a low lunge. Exhale, straight leg lunge. Do that a few times. And you're flossing out the hamstrings again. And then short and sweet, change sides. Inhale to the low lunge. Exhale, straight leg lunge. Inhale. Exhale. A few more. And the front heel is essential. Keep it down on the low lunge. Press down forward on the straight leg lunge. Last one. Okay, now right foot forward, back heel down, and you can just slide the block over so it's on the inside edge of the foot. And then you're going to open at a side angle. This is like our happy baby work at the wall. Lots of curling under of the hip, and left arm's going to go up and over by the ear. Note that I'm very long and even with my spine and the sides of my ribs. And you're going to keep that as you slowly straighten the front leg. And you may want to put the block on high. I like to lift my heel. It gives me that grounding through the heel, but also a little more inner thigh line release. And then you stay here in triangle, or you're going to shift your weight forward into a half moon. Later on, we're not going to use the block, but in this first one, you can. And you really want to focus on grounding through the heel. Maybe even micro bend the knee and straighten a little bit so there's this pulse to help you feel the heel. And then lower down slowly. Same position of the block, that kind of half plank down dog. And then over to the second side. Block goes to the inner edge of the left foot. Right heel down. Right arm circles up and around. Lands by the ear. Keeping the corset of the core, the power from your pelvis and your sitting bone down through your heel. You straighten the leg. Maybe peel the heel up. On my left side, I always notice that I don't ground as much through the inner heel. I tend to be more on the outer heel. You can always stay in triangle, or you transition into half moon. Small bend in the standing knee, and then maybe these kind of little micro movements of bending and straightening for a sense of strength, power, and possibility. And then you're going to bend the standing knee lower slowly. Float the block back to the top of your mat, downward facing dog. And then walk your hands, or walk your feet to your hands. Flip the block onto high. Bend your knees like a malasana. And then straighten the legs, fold in, drop your head. Do that a few times. You're not going to go super deep in the squat because you want to stay really connected to the heels. And then next time you bend your knees, you're going to lift your arms up and then hands to the floor and fold. Making it a little bigger, inhale. If something becomes too much, always go back to what we did before. We're learning in layers. Next one, inhale, arms up, heavy heels. Drive the heels down, stand up with strength. It's almost like you're a rocket ship Tadasana. Now we're going to make that into a little bit of a flow. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, heels heavy. Only go as far as you can keep the heels heavy and arms forward for malasana variation. And then swing your arms up and you can turn the toes in a little bit. You'll drop the head and forward fold. And then inhale all the way back up. And today, keep the belly back, keep the ribs in and back. Maybe even hook your thumbs and traction the back side of the body. This is an inhale. And then exhale, you can turn the toes out, settle into your heels. Inhale, hold here, stay in the place of strength, not flexibility. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, swing the arms up, press through your heels, reach through your arms. And then exhale back to malasana. We're going to do 3 more. Inhale here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale back to malasana. Inhale, hold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. 1 more. Exhale, malasana. Inhale, hold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Grab your blanket and you're going to stand on the blanket. And the blanket brings more dexterity and clarity to your feet. And you're going to take an inhale here. Let's do hands on front ribs. Exhale, pull the belly back, front ribs in and back. Fold down. Inhale here. And then you're going to exhale, come back up. It's almost like there's a bolster in your belly and you're folding over it. Add the arms reaching forward. This time you're going to inhale down. And then exhale back up. It's similar to the rolling we did earlier. Take an inhale. Roll down during the inhale. And then take an exhale, corset the core, come up. Do a few more and focus on your feet. Ground through the sitting bones on the way down. Anchor sitting bones to heels. Press through your heels on the way up. 2 more. One more. Next, grab your block and you're going to put it right behind your right foot. And then right foot goes on the block and more toes or ball of foot. You're going to turn slightly over your left leg. Take an inhale here and same work. You're going to start to roll down with that inhale. Exhale, drive through the left hip, left leg, left heel to come back up. Bonus points for dropping the right knee in and keeping the right knee a little bit lower than the left. You're going to inhale down. It's harder than it looks. Exhale, come up. You've got 3 more. You want minimal weight on your right foot and resist shifting your legs and hips back. You want to stay stacked over the left heel. That makes it more strength oriented. Last one, inhale on the way down. Exhale, come up. Change. Block goes behind your left foot, right foot on the blanket. You turn a little bit over the right knee. Left hip drops in. Left knee is longer than the right knee. You inhale on the way down. Drive from the ribs, through the pelvis, through the leg bones, into the heel on the way up. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more, use your breathing. When you come up, resist kind of butt back or thrusting the pelvis forward or ribs forward. You want to get stacked. Last one. Grand finale. Block and blanket can go off to the side. And we're going to do a half moon hovering. So it's going to be balancing on the strength of your heel and your leg bones and your hip. So I'm going to turn the right toes out. I want to make sure right toes, right knee are pointing in the same direction. And then I'm going to lean onto the right leg. It's like what we just did on the blanket, and slowly lift the left leg up. You don't need to reach to the floor or touch the floor. What we want is that solidity, that groundedness through the leg. And grace, because we're connected to our core through our breathing. And then you're going to go side to side. Left heel stomps. Knee and toe are pointing in the same direction. And then you kind of seesaw the back leg up and reach through the hands. And then inhale back up, over to the first side, second time. And you want to dance side to side a few times. You can hold it if you feel like that's the right movement medicine for you. You can flow in and out in a way that's graceful and connected if that's right for you. A little more time here. And then when you're complete, we're going to seal in practice with Bandha breathing. You'll take the arms up and around on your inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down, bend your knees a little bit, press through your heels. Do a few more of those. One more with me. You can keep going or walk off your mat, keeping this groundedness through the heels, the grace that comes from being connected to your core. If you have time for a shavasana or a resting pose, I would do legs up the wall. Thank you for your practice.